Howdy friends, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to 10,000 and Below, where we're taking a look at some really low ranked games on Board Game Geek, because we are way beyond 10,000 at this point. We're at 17,700. So you know what though? There's a game in today's 100 that I like. So who knows? Maybe there's some that you like. Maybe there's some that you'll just hate the sight of them. Let's find out. All right, here we go. First, we have King Tut's Revenge, essentially, here. Avalon Hill Game Company's Game of Trivia. What a terrible name. Barbie Queen of the Prom. City Blocks. Battle Cards World Conflict. Ugh. All right. More Monopoly. What's this one? Kaponk? Personally incorrect. Big Bada Boom. Deus Vult? No, I'm not. Wild Side, I gave that one a 4. Wow, there's a lot of just not great looking games. My Dwarfs Fly. Well, mine don't. All right, here we go. So we got The Revenge. So this is based on a computer game, I'm assuming. It was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. You put one card on the card box. When all of them are an upper level finishes the process, then we rotate it. Then you dig out cards with as many points as possible. If you get a minus card, well, that doesn't sound awful. It just sounds like a memory game. You're just putting cards down. Oh, there's a snakehead. Oh, I see. So you put a bunch of cards down, and then you rotate it so no one knows what's where, and then you start going. Interesting. Has a plunger. I'd play this once at least. City Blocks. This is from Nestor Games. Huh. Nestor Games don't usually get ranked this low, especially when it's this pretty. This looks quite nice. Who's the designer of it? Is it Nestor himself? No, Jeffrey Henning. Henning. Oh, this is the only... Well, this is the highest rated game he has. That's all he's done so far. Huh. Well, interesting. Okay. Looks nice, though. All right, Battle Cards World Conflict. I think we've already talked about the other one. This is the starting thing. And this is kind of like a war game where you pick the different things that attack your opponent. I wanted to like this game. I remember, I'm pretty sure I played this with Joe Stedman back in the day, and he was like, yeah, let's try this out. There's too much bad graphic design, and at the end of the day, you can make it as complicated as you want and all these things, but it still comes down to the fact that it's war, and the better cards win. Kuponk. Or Kaponk. It's ping pong with graphics. And cards. Okay, so you're just bouncing the ball off different things. Blind hook. Karate. These are terrible. All right, so you throw a ball into a ping pong cup. Thank you. Personally incorrect. Huh. I would say I've seen this before. It's an appropriate, inappropriate thing. It makes things personal. Yeah, okay. So, no. Big Bada Boom. Explosive action, high player interaction, a non-sequential order of play. Ooh! These are all exciting. Nah. Okay, so bombs are going to blow up all the time. Wild Side, I gave this a 4, and I did this 17 years ago, which is not a good sign. You roll dice, find a match. That's it. Boring. My Dwarfs Fly. Oh, this is John Kovalik did the artwork for this. Pegasus Spiel. You just need to, you win battles. You need to roll high to win your battles, but you need to roll low to find gold. My dwarves are kind-hearted. They leave after one battle. So I guess that's what it is. You give your special abilities. My dwarves, I'm not seeing any more of those cards. I'm just seeing skirmishes and fights. And the artwork looks like it's straight out of Dork Tower. My gnomes are clever. My gnomes are generous. So we're just giving him special abilities. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play it. Alrighty, let's continue on down here. High school drama. This is ranked 17,729. Interesting story with this one. We'll come back to it. Monopoly 70th Anniversary Edition, which is ranked higher than Monopoly. I do want to take a look at this Mind Twist game. And Archimedes. Foul Play. I know I've seen that one. Nox de Sangre is 209. Recess has 99 ratings. And S Evolution. Sudoku the card game. And hey, here's one I ranked a 7. Imagine if this. So high school drama here in 2006. Designer Bojan Radakovic from Shifting Skies game. I thought it was an okay game. You are connecting these various people together in high school, and it's very stereotypical. I probably would not enjoy it today, but back then I was like, it's not too bad. But this game convinced Will Wheaton to hire Bo as his producer for the show Tabletop. Bo was the thing, and it was because of this game, and he met Will and all that stuff. It's very interesting, and that did not turn out super well at the end of the day, but and it's also ranked really, really low. My 6.5 rating is clearly too high at this point. I would not give it that today. Monopoly 70th Anniversary Edition. Let's see how beautiful this is. Look at those houses. They shine. Look at those pieces. They shine. The hotels are different shapes. The rest of it looks kind of the same. Money still looks like garbage. Oh, is that a 3-dimensional board? Woo! All right, let's get back to Mind Twist. Is this not a published game? Oh, it is a published game. I thought that was a made-up cover, but there it is. Weird. This looks like some game that they would make as a prop for a 1970s sci-fi movie. Oh, wow. Basically, I'm moving 2 spaces, and they have to guess how many I move. And if they're right, I don't move them. Weird. Archimedes from 1981. There's different colored pieces here. Looks like they had the pyramids before Looney Labs did. 8x8, you have 1 king pawn. You move it, place a pyramid. Once your king is completely surrounded, you're out of the game. So it's really slow Tron biker racing. Foul Play. Oh, I thought I had seen this game from Game Right. Maybe I have. Yeah, maybe I saw this version of it. 12-minute game. Huh. And I never reviewed this one? Oh, the Chief reviewed it for me back in the day, 9 years ago. Noches de Sangre. Bloody Nights, a semi-cooperative game where you have to survive a vampire attack over 30 nights. Oh, is this from GEM? Or GDM? Doesn't look that good. Recess, I believe. Did Eric play this game, maybe? Recess is from Atlas Games. Atlas Games don't normally score too high on here. It has some nice looking pieces here. I don't know what's going on at Recess. Or is he standing on someone's head? Definitely have seen this before. Morgan Dantonville has did Spectral Rails and Asgard shows overconvoluted. But Spectral Rails, a lot of people have said they like that. Huh. They move like a rook in chess. Kind of a weird theme. S-Evolution. Is it Sevolution? It's mixes a classic card game, a trick-taking game, with a Euro game of Resource. Okay. I'm not hating the idea. Don't hate the artwork. Like that artwork too. The whole looks a little off. All right, so then why is the game ranked so low? Let's take a look at that ratings. Trick-taking variant, not very elegant. Too much luck. Trick-taking, yeah. Light civ game. A bizarre mix of trick-taking and civ building. First round random play. Concept's good, but the English rule book's a train wreck. They use Google Translate. Oh, well. Sounded like a cool idea, but apparently other people thought that. Sudoku, the card game. Again, you can literally just play Sudoku. It doesn't have to be a card game. But Rainer Knizia attempted to do so, and in the process, apparently did not succeed with it being ranked this low. But enough that Cosmos and Z-Man Games both picked it up. Imagine if. Now, this is the one I ranked as 7. Buffalo Games did this. This is a kind of a silly game. Well, that's in another language, so that's not a very good example question to show you. Let's see if I can find a question here. You put everyone's name on the board. Imagine if we were children's stories, which player would be the little engine that could? Imagine we were investments, which player would be a bunch of lottery tickets? Imagine if we were magicians, which player would make player 8 disappear, then of course reappear? Imagine if Tom was a train car, which would they be? Caboose, engine, dining car, sleeper car, subway car, handy car. Here's why I like this game, because it takes that other games that have the same thing, but they're mean questions. These aren't mean questions. Now, yes, you can make anything sound mean, but if you said, what's Tom? And everyone's like, Tom is the sleeper car, he's always dozing off. That's not that mean. And I kind of like that concept there. That's not that mean in that regard. So that's imaginative. I like it. Shanghai. Flushing Frenzy. This game is higher than almost 2,000 other games. How? All right, well, we'll get there. El Capitan Alatristo. Blockhead. Hexes. And I've played a lot of these bad games. Crisis Tokyo, I like to look at that one. Fishing for Terrorists version 2.0. Pretty sure I played the first Fishing for Terrorists. Lightning Reaction. Oh, I have played that one. I played this game. I didn't know it was on Board Game Geek. Inner Circle. I've played that one too. Neat. All right, we'll come back in a bit. Let's go here. Shanghai, 1997. This re-implements Holiday. Have I played Holiday? No, but that's kind of a cool cover for Holiday. Like has a 70s magazine vibe. Shanghai. Sid Saxon did this one. Let's take a look at it. It's kind of neat looking, but still ranked very low. Caca Alarm, or this one, Flushing Frenzy. If you haven't seen this game, you roll a die, you push the plunger down that many times, the poop shoots out, and you try to grab it. The poop shoots out of the tank, you try to grab it. Both things which apparently happen all the time in real life. This game was sold in stores, and everybody out there who's watching this who has an unpublished design sits there and thinks, that game was published, but mine wasn't. And I feel for you, man. Or lady. El Capitan, it's based on a Spanish novel. I like the artwork of this game. It looks kind of cool. But ranked very low. Maybe because it's only in Spanish. Blockhead. Yeah, you're just stacking blocks here. But they just have all kinds of weird shapes. And that works. You know, it's... Sometimes simplicity is not horrible. I gave it a 5.5 because, you know, it's not great either. But I'm not saying I wouldn't play it. But it is like they just bought a bunch of blocks and then put them in a game. Hexes. This one I gave a 6 to. Oh yeah, I played this one. Well, obviously I ranked it, but I remember this one. It was originally from Korea, and it just has these different three-dimensional shapes that you are buying and building a cube in front of yourself, and you're trying to form a perfect cube. If you do so, you get the most points. It's okay because the idea of the game is good, but there's just not a lot of room for a lot of different strategy. You're just trying to build that cube. Crisis Tokyo from Edge Entertainment. That's Godzilla fighting Voltron with a bunch of anime people in the front. I like that cover, although, with Tokyo Tower on it. Yeah, it looks like a Take That style game. Fishing for Terrace is from Slugfest Games, who are best known for their drinking game. I don't believe I liked Fishing for Terrace version 1. Let's look. I may have played this one. Yep, I gave it a 2.5. I thought it was that bad of a Take That game. But here's 2.0, baby. Ryan Metzler reviewed 2.0. All right. Lightning Reaction. All right. Lightning Reaction. I'm going to give this a 7. It's that scary. It's that scary. You just press a button. It's just the same thing as putting your finger in and shocking it, but you hold this. This shocks you more than putting your finger in. This one is like, it is, it's not dangerous, but I was like, ugh. Inner Circle. Man, I remember this one as a kid. I really wanted to like it. It's just a 5, unfortunately. But the concept was neat, where you would roll dice and move around, and then you lift it off the top, and only if your pieces were on the holes were you safe, and you went through to the next level, and then you moved to the holes on that level, and you kept going until only one person survived. That's a neat concept, but it's still kind of roll and right or whatever it is. It's not great, but it's a fun concept. I was so fascinated by this as a kid. Alrighty, Angry Birds, Star Wars, Jenga Death Star game. That's like, come on, dude. That's just, you're just smashing two things. Doctor Who, The Game of Time and Space. Clash, Jihad Verse McWorld. Trivial Pursuit Volume 6. Tribon card game. Rainbows. Let's take a look at Rainbows. And then Monopoly, Star Trek Limited Edition. We always look at the last one. So I played an Angry Birds Star Wars, which I still think is a weird mashup. That you're doing Angry Birds, and you're doing Star Wars, and you're playing a board game. This is just a dexterity game where you shoot stuff and try to knock over towers. That also, somehow, looks like Star Wars. That's a lot of ifs. This is fun maybe once. Doctor Who. Wow, this was made back in 1980. They're using Tom Baker as he travels around. There's Gallifrey, sorry. I could see getting this if you were a Doctor Who fan, but nowadays it hasn't aged very well. Besides, David Tennant should be on the cover. Clash, Jihad Verse McWorld. This re-implements RRR. I've played RRR, right? Yeah, I gave it a 6.5. It's a decent back-and-forth style game. It's a logic game, but this seems like a hard theme to get people to jump into, and I would imagine the most politically incorrect game, I imagine that's part of the reason it's ranked so low. Trivial Pursuit Volume 6. Yep. Moving on. Rainbows. I remember seeing this game. This is from Alan Moon, who did Ticket to Ride. This is not one of his more popular games. In fact, part of it, you might guess, would be the horrific artwork and production value of this. It looks like a mathy-style game. Alan Moon publishes himself with his Whiteland company. Again, 1995. So there's a 25-year, ago this came out. So he was a one-man show. At the time, I might have been much gentler to it. Now, I probably would not want to touch this. and Monopoly Star Trek Limited Edition, because I have so little love for these Monopoly theme games that make no sense. Here you own characters? Nonsense. Nonsense. But perhaps there was some games in here that you do not think are nonsense. Let me know in the description what you think of some of these. And the games are just going to get worse and worse and worse as we continue to go lower. Until next time, I'm Tom Basso, and you've been watching 10,000 Below on the Dice Tower.